Yo ho ho and a bottle of Diet Coke. What? You said tyrant? I thought that was an ugly monster from those games you play. How's he fit into this? Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another legacy character. A rather special one. This is a fan favorite character. This is Jhiaxus. Now, Jhiaxus is a character from the Generation 2 era. He mainly appeared in the Marvel Comics, since at the time Hasbro was just reissuing the Generation 1 cartoon as a G2 cartoon. So, Jhiaxus appeared in the Marvel Comics. His name is kind of a play on the situation at Marvel, since at the time the Transformer comic was slowly losing its audience appeal. And the character was created with his name being a pun, as has been noted by acclaimed Transformers writer Simon Furman. The name is basically a play on the phrase Jhiaxus, as they were all under the impression that they would soon be fired by Marvel Comics when they decided to bring an end to the Transformers run. Jhiaxus is a character that's a Decepticon. He apparently came about during the Void in the timeline when Optimus Prime and Megatron were both on Earth. So in that interim, Jhiaxus apparently rose to prominence in the Decepticon ranks on Cybertron, and basically took control of it for himself. He was a tyrannical ruler, as would be expected of a Decepticon. But his biggest weakness came about in the fact that Jhiaxus is a very stubborn Transformer. Once he gets his mind set on any particular goal or fascination, no force is going to convince him to go another way. And he will brutally demonstrate to any that dares to challenge that his opinion or his thought pattern may be wrong. So, rather interesting character. And while there have been a few toys made of Jhiaxus, this is about the only one that's more accurate to his actual appearance in the comics. At any rate, let's take a look here at his accessories. We will start with the small gun. This one is kind of made out of a trans clear plastic with a silver paint application over it. And of course it has a hole on one side and a post on the other. So as you can imagine, the guns can be combined. And then of course lastly we have this larger red gun. As you saw, it's kind of plain on this side, but on this side it does have a post, so it can be connected to the small gun, and the small gun can connect to it. If you line them up right, they can connect. And there they go. I like the larger one a little bit more. It's got a little better detail. I mean, you got a nice little stock here on the back. We got foregrip / ammo magazine here, and Nice foregrip like you'd find on a shotgun, or probably more famously, from the way this gun looks, the M41A pulse rifle from Aliens. So this kind of reminds me of the mechanism for the grenade launcher. Well, maybe that's what that is. Alright, now we'll take a look here at Jhiaxus and his articulation, and for a character of his size, he does have a fair amount going for him. The head can be turned from side to side, and it is on a ball joint, so you can move it up and down. His arms can only be raised up about so far, and while the arms do rotate at the shoulder all the way, his wings do get in the way. So unfortunately, you can't really move them all the way around with his wings. His arms can be bent at the elbow 90 degrees, and he does have a swivel at the bicep, giving him G.I. Joe battle grip. You can turn his hands at the wrist, rather. He does twist at his hips, so he does have some dance moves going for him. You can spread his legs apart into almost a full splits. He does have a rather decent thigh cut. You can raise his leg up at the hip slightly greater than 90 degrees, and you can bend his leg at the knee even greater than 90 degrees. He also has a swiveling ankle. So all in all, he does have quite a range of motion, but his arms are the only ones that's really limited. Okay, before we transform him, I do want to show off that on his backside here, he does have a small hole in it, and if you've got the guns combined, you can easily store the guns on his back like so. And of course, if you want him to just hold the small one, even the big one will stow right there behind him, even without it. This is so you can see I did take the gun off. So, that's nice. It's always good to see that you can stow the weapons. Alright, let's get Jhiaxus transformed. And despite him being one of the larger character toys, he is pretty simple to transform. Alright, first things we gotta do is we come here to his inner arms. You're gonna fold out this piece right here. Then you can rotate his hands inside, and then close that panel back up. Just like that. Do that here on the opposite one. That gets his hands out of the way. Then now we're going to come here to his back. And you are going to fold down the entirety of his back section, which should also bring his head with it. Just like that. Now once you've done that, take his head and fold it so that it lays inside like so. And now we'll come around here to his chest, and it should independently pop up. Underneath it, we'll reach in here, and you should fold out a red nose cone for his plane mode. So get that folded out. Then we come back around here, and you'll take this red piece that was at the side next to his head, and you're going to fold that inwards. Just folds inside. It really doesn't go too far in, so you see like that. It does fold at an angle. So you get it in there like that. Keep that straight for a second, because you're going to bring his back section all the way up. Then we can fold the chest up and lock it into place. Just like that. Then we're going to come down here and twist his leg, twist him around at the hip all the way. Then we're going to take his arms at the shoulder and fold them inwards. His arms should also connect together, at least at the shoulder. They don't connect down here at the forearms. And we'll turn him around again, because down here on his inner legs, there's a bit of white plastic that you will fold out from under his feet. And then it should pop into place. Then we'll come back here to his legs again. You're going to raise up the front armor so that you can start seeing the jet boosters underneath. Once you've got that out, you can fold his feet inside like so. Then come back up here to his back, and you're going to fold down just this white portion that has his wings. Get that folded down like so. Because then you're going to take the leg armor, and it should fold upward. You can see there's a little notch here, right there next to the wings, and it should connect to a hole inside his kneecaps. Takes a little effort, but it's not that difficult, considering there's a lot of others that are considerably harder. There we go, that one's snapped into place. Then that one's snapped in. Once they're snapped in, you can connect them together like that. Then you'll fold in these little green wings on his leg. Just fold them under. Then his arms. You'll come back in here to the arms, and the arms will detach from the shoulder and can be folded backward. You'll see right here, there's some little posts right here on the inner arm, and they will connect to these holes here on his thighs. And there we go. So now once those are in position, you'll come in here to his wings. Gonna fold them all the way out. Then the green section, well, you can rotate it forward. Then take this white section and fold it back. Get his wings in the proper position. And then there you have it. Jhiaxus is in his airplane or spaceship mode. Looks sort of silly, but I kind of like it. Now, they also recommend that you attach the guns. They kind of recommend that the small gun gets attached to this hole right here at the side. But you kind of got to attach it upside down, that it always doesn't want to stay in place. The big red gun connects under the nose, so I just kind of prefer to just keep both guns right here at the front. I just think that works better. It keeps all of them from falling apart and falling away and all that jazz. And as for how he flies, well, he does swoosh pretty good. Now, of course, we get down to my thoughts. And to be honest, folks, I had never heard of this character. I had never heard of Jhiaxus until the Legacy toys came out. So looking him up, I find him to be a rather interesting character. The trope of how he acts has been done before, because he carries a lot of Thunderwing with him, in the sense of being an obsessive character. However, this one should prove popular with a lot of the fans of the then Marvel comic run, since you now finally have a comic-accurate version of the toy. So, this one should go over pretty well. He's also not too hard to transform, and he does look pretty good. If there's any real gripe about him, it's the arm articulation, since the wings kind of get in the way. But if that's something you can overlook, then Jhiaxus is a good character to have in your collection. And that concludes my review of the Legacy version of Jhiaxus. I hope you all enjoyed it. Do remember that if you like the content that we feature here on this channel, please do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.